Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to be kind of sitting down with you guys and just going over my 2025 reading journal, what the plan is for 2026, what that's going to look like, and just kind of talking about all the books that I read this year, basically. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Maddie, and without further ado, let's get into today's video. So, I just kind of want to start off with, I did a reading journal in 2025. It's not finished, but I am going to show y'all, go page by page, show y'all kind of everything. But I used a notebook that was like, I used a notebook, a lined notebook, which I shouldn't have really done, and I regret doing that. This isn't my best work, I will say. But I thought it was cute, and I got it at the bookstore, and I just wanted to use it. You know, it says "in my fantasy era" is what it says. And so I just thought it was really cute, and I wanted to use it. I wanted it to go to waste. But I got a dotted journal, and I will show y'all that. It's just a plain purple dotted journal. That, and also at this, I got this at my library for free, but it is a book, like lover's journal kind of thing, and it is for like rating and reviewing books. So like, here's a whole page, and there's also a section for a wish list in the back of it. And the only problem with this is that it's super small, of course, so I will only be able to fit so many books in here. So sorry guys, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I don't think I'm going to do a journal like as I did like this year, like how like big and like full out that I did it. I think that I will still do a journal, but it'll be a lot less spreads, and I think I want to use that also this year. So I think that is how it will go and how I want to do it. I'm filming this on the 29th. Because I am currently reading a book, but I don't think it will be finished by the 31st, because she's a big boy, It's here, it's time. I'm currently 400 and something pages in, 407 pages in, and I plan to read more today. I haven't really sat down and read except for a little bit today. But yeah, she's a chunky girl, so if y'all want to keep up with me reading her, I made a post on Fable. I've been updating almost every single day that I've been reading this on my Goodreads and on my Fable. But yeah, and also another thing I want to talk about. So I have read 77 books this year. We're just going to count it like that, say it's 77, because I don't think it will be 78. And I felt really pressured this year, I want to say, to read at certain times. There were certain times that I had to tell myself, you have to read to complete your goal. And I hate feeling like that. So I was trying to decide last night, you know, what my new reading goal should be or what I should make it. And, you know, last year it was 55, and that was way excelled that. Like, that was a super easy goal. So I think I want to place it at 60. I think my goal will be 60 this upcoming year, 60 or 65, but that is like where I want it, and I think that's a good, you know, like place to have it. I think it's a good just because like I don't want to be pushing myself to read, but I also don't want to feel like super overachieved. Like, it is great to feel like that, but I don't know, I just feel like 50 is kind of like a goal for me. So I think it will either be 60 or 65, but I have had to rearrange my shelves because I got some new books, as we can see up here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my reading journal. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna first show y'all this is the purple dotted notebook that I had gotten. Yeah, see all the little dots. Anyways, yeah, it's by the same, I got it from the same company that I did as the highlighters that I use, and I really like it, so there's that. Very cute and simple and plain. Okay, here we go. Don't judge. This is terrible, not my best work. Some of this stuff I'm really proud of, some of it I'm not. So let's just go into it. In my fantasy era. So there's a table of contents, which I'm not going to show you because there's some stuff in there. But this is the little front page that I had made. Reading Journal 2025. I know that those look like 6s, but I promise you that they're 2s. So, reading journal. And honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, I could have done it a little bit better, but it's not the worst, per se. And then right here is my fantasy TBR, which I got most of these spreads from like Haley Fam. So those are series that I've marked off that I've read for fantasy series. Throne of Glass I will also knock off. And then right here is my series tracker. This is another one that I got from her. Just kind of, you can see it more up close. I don't like how I did it. I would like to change that if I do a series tracker in the future. But yeah, there you go, up close. This is my physical TBR page. So basically I just wrote down all my physical TBR and marked it off. This sucks, so please don't judge. The physical TBR part where it says that is not bad, but besides that, it's pretty sucky. Sorry. Okay, next we have my 25 books in 2025. So these are the books that I wanted to read in 2025. I read 23 out of the 25, which is pretty good, so not gonna... And there we go. I am not making a 26 for 2026 because honestly there's only like 2 or 3 new releases that I really want to read, so there's not a purpose to make a 26 for 2026. And another thing that I was going to do was make a 25 for 2025, like my top 25 books of 2025. And honestly, I did not really want to do a 25 for 2025 because I read some pretty not so great books this year. So I'm also just going to give y'all a rundown of all the books that I've read this year. It'll be super quick, but I'll basically just give you a yes, no, or a maybe for each one, which is going to take a long time, but it's okay. This is like so nostalgic for me because I remember I used to do all my videos, like I used to do it, like combine it into 2 videos into one. So basically this is 2 videos into one. But yeah. The books that I did not read off here are Bride by Ali Hazelwood and Watch Me by Tara Moffey, which I've debated getting multiple times. So this next one, this spread absolutely sucks. I will never do this again. The yearly tracker part is fine, but besides that, this all sucks. So I wrote down all the books that I read this year. Guys, absolutely sucks. Like at one point, I guess I just stopped caring because this absolutely sucks. This is not my best work at all. So, yeah, I'm really ashamed of that. So, then it went into the books that I've read each month. So this was my January read spread. This pretty much sucks too, but I printed all the books and I put the rating by them. This is February's. So there we go. Then March honestly wasn't that bad, but it's okay. And I added some stickers to make it look, good. April, this one sucks, so don't judge. And then the May one, honestly, isn't that bad. I started incorporating some other ideas from different people, so that also helped a little bit. But the little curvies I really liked, so yeah, there's that. Sorry, as we got kind of interrupted. But these are the June spread. The June spread isn't that bad either, but again, stuff I would change, of course. Though also, I think whenever I started to do this spread, which I should not have done the next one, I stopped and did a middle of the year stats. I wasn't at my house whenever I did this. I was on vacation for a whole week. So this sucked on my part, but I saw a bunch of people filming videos about mid-year stats, and I think this is when I decided to do every single book I've given 5 stars so far this year. But yeah, this sucks too. And then the next one that I did, the next 2 pages that I did, this was whenever I did the tandem raid for Throne of Glass between Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. There is markings on it, but this is me basically just marking off each chapter. I wrote it down. What all I had to do. Oh, that was the ending one. Wait. This was the first one. Yeah, just ignore the markings. But that was the first one that I had to do. And then the one that I showed you first was the second one, actually. But the letters weren't so bad. Okay, then the July bled through August, so this one wasn't that bad. I just think mainly my problem was that I started to do these. I told myself I need to do these when I didn't want to do them. So I think that's also a problem too, because I somewhat can sometimes have this mindset. This next one, August, I don't really like either, but it's not the worst ones. It's not one of the worst ones. Here's that. Okay, this one is probably my favorite spread that I did so far, like the whole year, out of all of them. And this is, I did a fall TBR, out of 2 pages, even though I only read like, okay, well I need to mark one off on here that I just read in December. But I've only read, yeah, I only read like 4 of the things on here, which sucks. But it's very pretty, I think, and I love it a lot. So I am very happy with this one. I took time, like it took me like an hour and 30 minutes to do this one. And that's probably why it turned out so great. Okay, the next one I did, this is actually a kind of a, inside, but I actually was going to film this YouTube video that never got filmed. So here's a little bit of lore. I was gonna do the Life of a Showgirl book recs. So based off of every song, I had picked out a book to do. And I think somewhat, I still could do it because I wrote down every single book and I know like what, but I planned to do this in October, but then October I went through kind of a slump of not filming. So yeah, and whenever I was supposed to film this, I just kept putting it off. Oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it next week. Well, the next week became November, and then like it was a whole thing. So yeah, but this sucks too. So I basically just wrote down every single song with the book, and then this says, "But you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe." But it sucks, cursive. All right, so then we have September. This sucks too. Like I hate this. So one side is okay, one side is not. I'm sure you can guess which side is okay and which side is not. Considering on one side my handwriting looks like a 5-year-old. So there we go. I started experimenting more with highlighters, and so I think that's why I really do like it. And then this is the last spread I think that I've done so far. And this is the October. And I don't know why I Had Been Changed for Good when that came out in November. That makes no sense whatsoever. So basically how I did these was that I did them 2 months at a time. So I would have to do it 2 months at a time. I do, you know, like January and February together, March and April together, March and April, May and June, like that's all. So I do need to do the November and December, and that will be probably what's last in here. But yeah, I'm just not really like sure I want to go back to this. I think that I did find some spreads from Rachel Catherine that I really do like, so I may put those up on the screen. But if I do them, I more than likely will probably do them in this one, because I don't know, I just think she uses a dot journal and I just want to spend more time on it. And so I think I could go back to using that same journal, but I just need to put more effort into it is basically what I need to do. So yeah, that's my only like thing, is that I need to put more effort and do when I actually want to do it. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just got a notification from Rachel Catherine, just opened a video. Speaking of her, so yeah, that is my 2025 reading journal. Now, for the next section of this video, I'm going to go back to the yearly tracker and kind of tell you a yes, no, or maybe for every single book that I read this year. So to start off strong, the first book that I read this year was Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and I'm going to give it a yes. I really did like that book. It was a great way to start the year. It was like 4.5 or whatever, so yeah, I think it was a good book. Then I read Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I'm going to say yes. That was really funny, really liked that book. That book again was like a 4.75 or something. I also read The Reappearance of Rachel Price in January by Holly Jackson. Yes, absolutely, that's my favorite Holly Jackson book. I love that book so much. It was literally almost a 5-star. Then I did a reread of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, I do like Iron Flame a lot. You know, contrary to popular belief, I do like it, so. I wanted to reread it for Onyx Storm, that's why. Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman, which is the second book in the Scythe series. Yes, I really did like that one. That one was almost a 5-star too. Binding 13 by Chloe Wash, which is a reread, and Keeping 13 by Chloe Wash, which was a reread as well. Yes, and yes, I love those books. They're 5 stars, they always will be. Amazing. Then moving on into February is Layla by Colleen Hoover. Yes, I would say yes. I would say it was, the concept behind it was crazy. So yeah, I think it was a good one. The Air by Kira Cass. I'm gonna say maybe. I think if you really liked the selection series and felt the need to keep going, then I would say, yeah, you should read it. You really did like it. But if you are not that big of a fan of the first 3, then I would say no, do not continue. Then I had my first DNF of the year, which was Lovely Ward by Julie Berry. I completely forgot about that book. Again, just, I wasn't really expecting what it was, and I don't think I was very in the mood for it, so both those factors contributed. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Yes, that is, I only read 2 books by Lynn Painter. I did not like Better Than the Movies, but I liked that one, so yes, I highly recommend that one. How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. Yes, I absolutely love that book. I felt like it was a It Ends With Us, but of a more like, I don't want to say like less popular, I guess is a good word for it, but I think it was great, and I think everyone should read it. Then I read Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, absolutely. Why not? Then I read Carvel by Stephanie Garber. I'm gonna say, I think Carvel was good. So yes, I think you should read Carvel. It was a good book. Major Love by Sapphire Hale. Absolutely yes. I love Sapphire Hale. I will not stop talking about her. I love her so much. Then I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre. No. I'm gonna say no. That was the one and only dark romance I read this year. No. Unless you have some questionable things going on in your life, then then I read Anoxum by Madison Rose. I'm gonna say maybe. It was a dystopian duology. That was the first book. Maybe. Then I read Reckless by Lauren Roberts. Yes, absolutely yes. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Yes, absolutely yes. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I'm gonna say maybe. I was not the biggest fan of it. Then I read Redeeming 6 by Chloe Wash. Absolutely yes. Absolutely. Nightbane by Alex Astor. Yes, 100%. Promised in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. I'm gonna say maybe, because there's some questionable things that happen in that book. Fearless by Lauren Roberts. Absolutely yes. The Assassin's Blade, which is a reread by Sarah J. Maas. Yes. After I reread it, and yes, it was great. Yes. Then I also did another reread after that of Divergent by Veronica Roth. Yes. Well, if you're in a dystopian mood and a cringy, laughable mood. Then we have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Absolutely, yes. Love that book. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. No. No. Anoxum 2 by Madison Rose. No. No. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Yes. Yes. And then another duology that I read back to back, Crossroads and Sunlight by Daphne Perry. Absolutely. My only books I read by her, they were great. Then I read back to back in a reading vlog. You can go watch it. Taming 7 and Releasing 10 by Chloe Wash. Absolutely 100% yes. I love Boys of Almonds so much. The Toll by Neil Shusterman, which was the third book in the Scythe series. No. No. And then I read The Crown by Kiera Cass, which is the second book in the Air duology. They're basically a duology by those two. And then the first 3 are a series themselves. No. It was not. It was, eh. Then I read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, absolutely. Then I read Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, absolutely. Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Yes. Then I took a break and read the Summer I Turned Pretty series because I wanted to get ready for the TV show. Yes. Every single one of them. Yes. And then I read Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. Yes. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Yes. Finale by Stephanie Garber. No. The Ballad of Never After, which is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Yes. Then I read A Curse for True Love, which is the third book. Yes. The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. Yes. The Summer of Broken Rules. Yes. Then I did the Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn tandem read. Yes to both. The people who skip Tower of Dawn, why? Sorry, I thought that was going to be mysterious or something, but it wasn't, clearly. We Were Liars. No, unfortunately. Actually, maybe. Depending on your mood, maybe. Apprentice to the Villain, which was the second book to Assistant to the Villain. Yes. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Yes. Accomplice to the Villain, which is the third Assistant to the Villain. No. Wild Side. Yes. 5 Survive. Yes. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bront. No. Bound in Blood / Born in Blood by Sadie Kincaid, which is both the final 2. Maybe. Born in Blood, I would have to say no, but Bound in Blood, maybe. Fearful by Lauren Roberts. What did I do? I don't know if I ever said promised him. Oh, I did say it, yeah. Yes, okay. Fearful by Lauren Roberts, maybe. It was kind of necessary, kind of not at the same time. Believe Me by Tara Maffey. Yes. I would say yes. I love that book. This Woven Kingdom by Tara Maffey. Yes. Regretting You. Yes. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Yes. Sky Shade by Alex Astor. Yes. Wild Card by Elsie Silver. Yes. Grim and Oral by Alex Astor. Yes. P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is the second book, and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Yes. And the third book, Always and Forever, Laura Jean. Yes. Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. No. If I Stay by, I can't remember her name, but I'm gonna say no. What? Oh, Branded Hearts by Sapphire Hill. Yes, I absolutely love that book. Gleanings by Neil Shusterman. No. These Infinite Threads by Tara Maffey. Yes. And the most recent book that I read, My First Mistake by Sadie Kincaid. No. So those are all the books that I have read in 2025, and that is, yeah, those are the 77 that I've read in 2025, which is crazy to think. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. This will be the last video, 2025, long form video of 2025. I've had a great 2025. You know, I've learned so many new things on YouTube, and I've grown in what I know and what I've read, and just opened up to a world of communities, and I've talked to other people and their other booktubers and stuff. And so I've just gained a lot of knowledge this year, and I am very grateful for everything that I've read and everything that I've done, and I just hope to make 2026 even better and have more reading vlogs and more reading videos. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in 2026. Bye!